Hello everyone, I'm Noureddine, and in this video you will learn the idea behind up and down phrasal verbs. You will learn, for example, look up, look down, turn down, and many more. As you know, a phrasal verb is a verb that is combined with an adverb or preposition, and the combination creates new meaning. Often this meaning is not related to the definition of the base verb and is difficult to guess. For example, up can have different meanings. It can mean towards a higher place. It can mean make bigger or go to a center, to increase, to improve, to complete or finish, to establish, etc. The same thing with down. Down can mean towards a lower place, make something smaller, to reduce something, decrease, destroy, analyze, stop functioning, etc. Okay, we'll see these in details in this lesson. So let's do this activity for more clarification. What do the highlighted phrasal verbs mean in these sentences? Do they mean complete, destroy, stop functioning, decrease, increase, or establish? So here are the sentences, and the meaning of the phrasal verbs is at the top: complete, destroy, stop functioning, decrease, increase, and establish. So for example, to build a new bridge, the construction company pulled down the old house. So they need to build a new bridge and they had to pull down the old one. So pull down means, of course, to destroy. So you can pull down a bridge, you can pull down a house, you can pull down anything old, for example. Number two, the international organization set up a new branch in our area. So set up, of course, meaning establish. Good. Number three, the radio is driving me crazy. Please turn it down. So to turn down the radio is the opposite of turn up. So to turn down meaning to decrease the volume. The same thing with number four, speak up, please. I can't hear what you're saying. It has to do with the volume of your voice. So speak up. I can't hear you, meaning increase, sorry. Number five, Dad's car broke down and he had to call a mechanic. So because he had to call a mechanic, his car, meaning that his car broke down. Broke down meaning, of course, stopped functioning. Yes. Number six, we were so hungry that we ate up all the food in our plates. All the food. So we ate it, meaning we finished it completely. We completed it. Okay, so you can, of course, press pause anytime if you want to reread the sentences. Now let's go to page 140 of your book, and it doesn't matter if you don't have your book in front of you because I have everything here for you. Please match the phrasal verbs with their definitions. Okay, here are the sentences with the phrasal verbs on the left and the definitions on the right of your screen. For example, number one, my mother brought up that little matter of my poor school results. And here the first one is done for you. She brought up meaning mentioned it, mentioned the topic, or mentioned the problem of my poor school results. Number two, our plane has been held up because of the snow. So to hold up meaning here to delay. Yes. Number three, the three masked gunmen held the bank in our neighborhood this afternoon, but they were arrested in the evening. So hold up here has a different meaning from the one in sentence number two, and it means, of course, to rob. Number four, my old car had the tendency to break down just when I need it the most. Funny, isn't it? So number four, break down. To break down meaning stop functioning. Yes, we've seen this one. Number five, We've been waiting for her for 20 minutes now and she hasn't showed up yet. To show up means to, yes, to arrive. Number 6, you've misspelled this word again. You'd better look it up in the dictionary. So look up a word in the dictionary on the internet, or is to, of course, search it. Search in a list, a dictionary on the internet or whatever. Number 7, when Kathy knew she was in trouble, she made up a story about going to the cinema with her friends. Make up a story is to, of course, invent it or create it. Number 8, Julia applied for a job twice this year, but she was turned down. To turn down somebody or something is to reject them. Okay? Let's recapitulate. So, to bring up meaning to mention, and to hold up is to delay something. To hold up is to, one of the meanings of hold up, of course, is to rob. By the way, these phrasal verbs can have other meanings than the ones that we have here today. Break down. To break down is to stop functioning. Show up. To show up is to arrive. Look up a word in a dictionary, for example, is to search it. Now, make up, one of the meanings of make up is to invent, make up a story, invent a story, or create a story. Turn down, to turn down, one of the meanings of turn down is to reject, because you can also have turn down the volume of the radio or whatever. Okay? As I said earlier, you can press pause anytime to reread what we have on the slide. Now, what do the highlighted phrasal verbs mean? Do they mean robbed, searching in a list or a dictionary or on the internet, establish, destroyed, arrived, delayed, mentioned, rejected, and stops functioning? Okay, let's go to the exercise. For example, the first one says, all the guests showed up on time to the party. So what does show up mean here? They showed up on time to the party, meaning they, of course, yes, arrived. Number 2, we made up a story about why we were late. So when people are late, usually they make up or they create stories, or they invent them. Created or invented, yes. Number 3, he turned down the idea of naming the child Isabella. Turned down, when you turn down an idea, meaning you reject it, yes. Number 4, I enjoy looking up words I don't know. Look up, when you look up a word in a dictionary or on the internet, is you search for its meaning. Number 5, my cell phone breaks down, so I had to get a new one. So as we saw with the car stopped down, telephone stops down, breaks down, meaning it stops functioning. Number 6, his name was brought up to be a possible candidate. So to bring up meaning to, of course, mention. One of the meanings of bring up is mention, because of course bring up has other meanings. Number 7, traffic was held up for long by an accident. So hold up here doesn't mean rob, it means delay. Number 8, a powerful storm pulled down the old shack, and shack means a very simple and small building made from pieces of wood, metal, or other material. So to pull down meaning to destroy. The storm destroyed or pulled down the old shack. Number 9, the last one, 2 armed and masked men held up a shop downtown. Hold up here does not mean delay, of course, it means to rob. Okay? Good. Let's move on. Okay, in this exercise, I'd like you to find the phrasal verb now, the phrasal verb for each expression. And I want you to use the verbs calm, build, give, bring, cheer, and go. And of course, the particles up and down. For example, let's do the first one. Hakim was raised in an area not far from the city. So a phrasal verb meaning was raised is bring up. Yes, so one of the meanings of bring up is to raise raise children. So Hakim was brought up in an area not far from the city. Okay, so you replace the phrases in blue with phrasal verbs with up and down. For example, number 2, we did everything to make him happy. We did everything to cheer him up. To cheer up someone is to try to make them happy. Number 3, don't be nervous or angry. Everything will be all right. So a phrasal verb meaning don't be nervous or angry. The one you're familiar with is, of course, calm down. Calm down, everything will be all right. Number 4, Graham decided to quit smoking. So a phrasal verb meaning quit a habit, meaning is to give up. Yes, Graham decided to give up smoking. Number 5, prices have increased by 15% these days. That's why unionists are not happy. So when something increases, it goes up. So a phrasal verb with up, gone up. Yes, prices have gone up by 15% these days. That's why unionists are not happy. The last one, Yasin is trying to make his body stronger by exercising every day. Make your body stronger is to build up. Okay, Yasin is trying to build up his body by exercising every day. Okay, let's move on. Now please fill in the gaps with phrasal verbs from this list. Speak up, brought up, bring up, bring up, slow down, cut down, heat up, turned up, quieten down, rip up, and eat up. Okay, so the first one, will you the pizza for dinner please? So before you eat pizza, for example, that you've already prepared, what do? You heat it up. Yes, you put it in the stove and you heat it up. So will you heat up the pizza for dinner please? Number 2, the summer will oil prices. So in the summer we do not use a lot of petrol. That's why the prices, what do the prices do? They go down. So the summer will bring oil prices down. Number 3, when you drive into town. So when you drive into town, it's different from driving, of course, on the highway. So of course you have to slow down. Slow down when you drive into town. Number 4, teachers usually force students to understand them. Okay, remember, how do your teachers speak in class? Do they speak slowly? They speak up. Yes, speak loudly, meaning speak loudly. Teachers usually speak loudly, usually speak up for students to understand them. I'm sorry. Number 5, before your food gets cold. So before your food gets cold, what should you do? You should eat up. Yes, meaning eat all of your food before it gets cold. Number 6, you're rather overweight. Overweight meaning a bit, sorry for the word fat. So you should on eating so much. You should, yes, cut down, decrease, cut down on eating so much. Number 7, new ideas were in the meeting, appeared Okay, meaning yes, brought up. So new ideas were brought up in the meeting. Number 8, many people came to the party, arrived to the party, so they turned up to the party. Number 9, could you please, your children? Yes, so when children make a lot of noise, you ask the person to, yes, quieten them down. So could you please quieten your children down? So number 10, the last one, I'm going to, yes, so to tear these old papers because I don't need them. So I'm going to rip up these old papers. Okay, if you want to read the sentences again, just press pause. Here is an exercise with up and down, fill in the gaps with up and down. We'll try to go quickly over it, and if you need it, you just come back and press pause and read the exercise at your pace. So he picked the book from the floor, up or down. So if you pick it from the floor, so it's pick up. I live in Bristol, but I go to London regularly. So London is a big city, so you go up. Yes. They decided to pull the ruined building. So it's ruined, it's old, so you need to pull it down. Yes. Number 4, he went bankrupt and he had to sell everything. He had to sell up. Bill told the excited girl to calm. So when you are excited, you make a lot of noise, so you need to calm down. The United Nations was set after the World War II. It was established, meaning established. So established is set up. Number 7, this recipe has been handed from mother to daughter for generations. So what do you do to the recipe? You hand it down. Yes. The terrorist blew the bridge. Blew it up or down? Of course, blew it up. But it's different from number 9. The window blew the bridge down. Yes, it's different. So blew up and blew down here have different meanings. Number 10, for my New Year's resolution, I've decided to stop smoking, to give up. Yes. Number 11, some people look on manual workers, meaning they despise them, they consider them as inferior, so they look down on them. Number 12, the criminal was caught and locked in prison. So when you put someone in prison, you lock them up. It's called button your coat. What do you say? Button up, yes. This is an expression we usually use for buttoning clothes. We say button up. Number 14, the editor told the journalist to tone, yes, to decrease his criticism, to tone down his criticism for the Prime Minister. Number 15, don't believe her, she's made it all. She's invented the story, she made it all up. He won't go in history as our strongest Prime Minister. He won't be mentioned in history, he won't go down, yes. It took us 2 hours to clean everything, to clean up after the party. 18, it's late, let's pack everything and go home. Let's pack up. Good. So as I said earlier, if you need the exercise, you just press pause and read it at your pace. We've already seen separable and non-separable phrasal verbs in a previous video, but it's no harm going back to it and do it with the up and down phrasal verbs. As we said earlier in the previous video, separable phrasal verbs can be broken up by other words, while inseparable phrasal verbs cannot be separated by other words, and we mean by other words prepositions or adverbs. Unfortunately, there is no rule. All we have to do is practice, 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 and practice is the most important thing in any language. For example, John spoke up in the meeting is correct, but John spoke in the meeting up is incorrect. In this sentence, we wrote down everything is correct. Also, we wrote everything down is correct. So the first one, speak up, is non-separable, but write down is separable phrasal verb. Okay, let's try an example. So please look at these sentences and write S for separable phrasal verbs and NS for non-separable ones. For example, mom did her best to calm down the baby. Is it separable or non-separable? What do you think? Calm down the baby, calm the baby down. Yes, we can say calm the baby down. So it's separable. Number two, we tidied up the house after the party. Can we say tidied the house up? Sure, yes, it's separable. Number three, her health has picked up over the past few years. What do you think? No, it's non-separable. Okay, her health has picked over the past few years up? No, it doesn't sound good. Number four, the teacher asked the students to write down the sentences in their notebooks. So can we say write the sentences down? Yes, we can. So it's separable. Our car broke down and we had to push it to the nearest mechanic. Our car broke and we had to push it to the mechanic down? No, it's not good. So it's non-separable. All the guests showed up on time to the party. All the guests showed on time to the party up? No, non-separable. Good. Okay, now what about a general review of phrasal verbs? So what about an exercise about phrasal verbs? Okay, so please read the following sentences and fill in the gaps with look forward to, break down, find out, stand for, calms down, and bring about. So the first one, what does your father do in his car? What does your car do? Brakes. Remember, brakes? Down. Good. Yes. He gets furious and starts shouting. Then after that, what does your father do when his car breaks down? He gets furious and starts shouting. Then after that, of course, he gets calm. So he calms down. Good. Number three, the aim of the family code in Morocco is to bring, yes, to bring about changes in the social conditions of women and children. Yes. Yes, I want to see you. I'm longing to see you, so we say I look forward to seeing you again next week. This is a familiar expression. Number five, have you tried to how this machine works? Have you tried to find out, yes, how this machine works? Number six, the initials WHO, World Health Organization. The initial meaning they stand for. Okay, so this is number six. Now, number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and we have the phrasal verbs put off, pick up, bring about, look after, turn down, and look up, look it up. So did you any Amazigh words during your stay in Tafraout? Did you learn? Did you pick up? Yes. Number 8. Connecting schools to the internet will certainly important changes in education. It will bring about. Yes. Number 9. I can't refuse the invitation. It's an opportunity for me to meet some important people. I can't reject it, I can't refuse it, I can't turn it down. Number 10, if you don't know the meaning of a word, you need to in the dictionary. So now the word look up has become familiar. We've used it at least three times in this lesson. Look it up in a dictionary. Good. Number 11, the meeting has been for a week because the CEO is absent. Postponed. Postponed meaning put off. And the last one, will you, my dog, during my absence? Will you look after? Will you take care of my dog? So will you look after? Okay? Good. So good luck with phrasal verbs and see you soon.